Hello, 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 dreamers. Perla here. As always, thank you for your love and support. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing to the channel. And if you haven't done so, go ahead and do so. We would love to have you. So this is going to be the weekly Zodiac collective message. So the Zodiac weekly collective messages. All right, so let's jump right on in with Aries. Aries, this week you're being invited to stand up to your bullies. Now, these bullies are coming in a group. So, whether this is at work, whether this is on social media, friends, family members, there's a group, there's a clique that has been either throwing indirects towards you or have been saying or trying to spread certain rumors. Now, you are being invited to respond, not to react. Okay. So, when you first hear what is being said about you, etc., go with yourself, take a moment, be angry about it, allow the frustration, the anger, the resentment, everything to build up, to come up, then ground yourself, and we're going to turn that anger, that rage into a righteous rage, and we're going to then respond. So we're going to respond, we're not going to react, right? So you're going to have, if you have to have your, if you have to have your little tantrum, you have it by yourself behind closed doors. You allow yourself to feel, you allow yourself to yell, you allow yourself to scream. But when you are engaging with this energy, you are responding. Okay. And I know that for some of you, you're going to be like, well, you're still reacting. Yeah, it's because you're still learning, right? It gets to a point that the more that you practice something, right? The more that you practice feeling what it is that is coming up, feeling those feelings, those emotions, right? Then it gets to a point where you learn to just feel them. You learn to let them express without having to have them project outward, right? So you're still in the learning process of this. This is why if you are, or if you feel like you need to have a little tantrum, you have it by yourself, and then you go ahead with a clear mind and respond, right? And again, as with practice with everything in our life, the more that we do it, the better that we get at it. Where in the future, when you are confronted with similar situations, you're not even going to have to step away, because everything, like the processing of the emotions, integrating everything, happens instantly, and then you're able to respond in that moment, right? So look at this experience with this person as an opportunity, or with these group of people as an opportunity, to ground yourself enough to learn to respond to situation, responding to situation versus reacting, right? And because, again, somebody is here, is talking, they're they're trying to make you look bad in front of like a boss, or in front of like a group of people. For those of you that this is happening like in social media, like a social media platform, this person has either built their name. This is actually going to be regardless of wherever it is, but it's only more for like the social media presence type of thing. This person has built their brand, or has built their community by attacking other people. So, ooh, I really don't like that energy. It's like, sweetie, babe, let's focus on you, like yourself. Um, but yeah, there is this sense of like, if somebody is so somebody is not creative enough within a field, right? And we're gonna stay with the social media just as an example. So somebody's not creative enough to come up with concept, or come up with ideas, or etc. So the only thing that they can do is criticize yours and others. But for some reason, you're the topic during this week. You're the topic this week, is what I'm picking up. So as your closing message, we have the dragon's horde, protecting the future. And this, and again, I'm just reading them intuitively, not what the book says. This is the shaman's dream oracle. um and again, I want you to look at this space, or look at this time, this interaction with these groups, or with this person, with this individual, as a way to preparing or leading the way for the future. So that, because when we talk about protecting the future, right, we're protecting something that hasn't happened, we're protecting something that hasn't occurred, if we're looking at it from that point of view, right? And for a lot of you, it's like protecting your peace of mind, protecting that space where you have learned to respond to situation, is what is in the works right now. So you're in the essence, like in a training of how to stop projecting things onto other people, and how to not be so easily triggered by other people. Make sense? Hope so. That's all I have for you guys. Taurus. Somebody has realized that they made a huge mistake walking away from you. Now, you apply that energy, whether you want to apply it romantic or platonic, it's up to you. We're talking about the collective energy. Somebody has walked away from you or has walked away from an opportunity of either working with you or being with you in some way that would have elevated their life. Just being honest here. Not sure what you bring to the plate that you're elevating people's life, but I'm right here, Taurus. I'm a fellow Earth sign. Now let me stop. But there is a sense that whoever this individual is, they are feeling very much upset over their choice. So now they're putting on this show like that they're better off without you, because they are unwilling to admit that they effed up, like they seriously messed up. This really pretty much looks like this energy of like when somebody thinks the grass is greener on the other side. Somebody was woo away with these promises, with these I don't even know how to explain it, with these, I want to say like fake wealth or fake jewels, because whatever it was that they were woo with was not something sustainable or not something realistic, if that makes sense. So we're going to use the example of like a relationship, right? So let's say you were in a relationship with somebody and they ended up cheating on you and they left you for somebody that looked better, whether that was financially on paper or looks or etc. And it's like they're paying for their mistake, because now is that they're finding out who the person is that they left you for, like who that person truly is. But they are again not going to say anything, and they're going to make pretend like they are happy, or they are, having this amazing time, or they're in this amazing relationship. It's all facade. It's all fake. If you were collaborating or you were working with somebody and they left to go work or collaborate with somebody else, again, what was promised to them, or the false promises that were made to them, are blowing up in their face. And unfortunately for them, you have already moved on, in a sense, like whether it is if this is romantically, you've chosen to take time for yourself. If this is like work related, you have already started working with someone else, or some of you are even choosing to go down with a project on your own. Like you were bringing somebody on board to give them their break or to help them, guide them. You didn't need them, is what I'm picking up. You didn't need them. And I feel like this is the time that is actually like something is finally something is finally sinking in for someone is finally seeing the truth within a situation, that you never truly needed them. So we have here the number 52, the straddling worlds, wandering between realms. And it's kind of not surprisingly, because I'm trying to see, I'm like, okay, what does this have to do with the Taurus energy, with their collective reading? And it's this energy of you already you already knew that this was happening. You already knew that this was going to happen, is what I'm picking up. And for a lot of you, seeing this played out is a confirmation of your intuition. It's a confirmation of your connection to spirit, because some of you again may have still been on the fence about certain like intuitive messages that you get, certain downloads, certain channeling that you get, where you were like, is this my ego speaking, or is this really what's coming through? And this experience with this person and how things are going down and how things are going to unfold, because this person is going to eventually come around and let you know that this is exactly what happened. And this is why the wandering between realms is coming up. It's like you're finally finding that balance between your intuition and this 3D reality, and how it is that you know things before they even happen, and learning to lean into that space, so that when these situations do occur, you're letting them go with ease and you're not trying to hold on to them. I really love that for you guys. Geminis. Geminis, this week we prepare for some type of elevation when it comes to your finances. Something is, hold on guys, because I dropped my towel. Something is finally something is finally taking off for you guys financially. There is a financial breakthrough here, whether it is coming from people that owe you money. This can be a win, like, you know you stop at a gas station, you're like, you know what, you went to put gas cash and they're giving you $5 back cash, and you're just like, you know what, give me one of those scratch offs. Like, you don't play scratch off, but you really don't feel like having a $5 bill in your wallet because you're like, you know what, I only have $100 bills in my wallet. And if you know, you know, right? And you go ahead and you scratch it off, and it's like, boom, you win like $5,000, and you're just like, wait, what? Like, you're not even thinking about it. That's what I'm picking up. It's like this going into alignment with some, you're walking into alignment with this gifting. I'm picking up this gift money, like energy frequency, where money is just like gifted to you. That's the only way that I can explain it, because you're not actively doing anything, if that makes sense, to get this money. It's just coming to you. It's just coming to you. So that's what I'm saying. Like, for some of you, yeah, it's gonna be some, somebody owes you money or something of that matter. Maybe some, like, a company or something overcharge you for something, and you're getting the difference. It's something of that matter. Is an unexpected money that comes in that allows you to. There is a shift that happens within your own frequency when it comes to money. When it comes to money. When it comes to money. Okay. So let's go ahead and see. There is a conversation here, heart to heart, that you're having with somebody. This is a romantic situation, and some of you are fed up, or some of you are done. Like, you've checked out emotionally out of something, like, romantically, and you are finally, like, verbalizing it, if that makes sense. So there is an ending here when it comes to, like, romance or something of that matter. I don't see an energy of, like, hurt, or, again, I feel that the grieving part of a relationship ending, excuse me, you experienced it while you were still in the relationship. Does that make sense? Like, you checked out emotionally and spiritually from this connection a long time ago. All right, so what is Gemini's closing message, Spirit? Gemini's closing message. Moon Maiden, new beginnings. Every time there's an ending, there's what? A new beginning. And for a lot of you, this is going to be your relationship with finances, your relationship with money. Your relationship with money. Because a lot of you have always been in this space where you feel like you have to hustle so much to allow yourself to deserve money, that this is why this little quick, and I am going to call it small because it is small, in the scheme of things, right? The $5,000 that you win, or the $2,000 that you win, I am picking up more of like a five, because it is coming in as a number of change, right? And to you at that moment, it seems like so much, but in reality, it's not. And what I mean by that is that all you have to do is stay connected to this energy, stay in alignment with this energy. So whatever it is that you have been doing, like, have you been listening to, like, guided meditations? Have you been meditating in a specific way? Have you been doing any type of rituals or anything like that, that allow you to get into a space where you allow yourself to receive, to allow yourself to feel worthy of something? Because that is in reality what is allowing this money, this energy, this frequency of money to come into you. Like, or let's put it this way, like, you getting into alignment with this energy. Cancer. Cancer, there are a couple of things that you're going to have to take care of that are not going to, that they cannot wait any longer. Let's put it this way. For those of you that have been having issues with your back, you need to address it. And what I mean by that is, like, stop self-diagnosing yourself and go get your freaking back checked out. Um, there seems, and again, this is not medical advice. Please go to your doctor and find out what is happening with your back, specifically, like, your mid to lower back is where I'm picking up the discomfort. Excuse me. And for a lot of you, this is going to require either some type of stretching, or because it feels very much like a tightness type of energy. It's tightness that it feels tight. Like, I keep on feeling this energy of, like inflammation, right? Like, swollen, like inflammation, swollen, but it's also like this tightness that comes with it. So for some of you, you may not like what you're being told by your doctor, because you're being asked to, like, either stretch, like, on a daily basis or something of that matter, and you kind of wanted, like, a quick fix or something for this. But again, everything that happens to us physically is connected to our spirit. And for some of you, cancers are always, like, on the freaking go when it comes to certain things. And you don't give yourself the time to relax, or you don't give yourself the time to like decompress, and it's showing up in the space of like your lower back where it's tightening. It's like it feels very tight. And yes, like stretches, yoga, etc. are going to help with that tension, with that tightness, but you're also going to have to make adjustment spiritually, in the sense of giving yourself, like some of you really need to give yourself permission to take breaks, permission to relax, permission to not constantly be doing. All right, so let's go ahead and let's see what do we have as a closing message. I need to get a sweater, it's getting cold. Closing message: stars in the skies, limitless possibilities. For a lot of you, again, you're in the space of like constantly doing, constantly wanting to push forward, and you seem to forget that there is no limit to what is possible. And if that is true, then you don't have to work so hard. You don't have to work to the point that is physically exhausting, it's physically hurting you, it's physically harming you. Needing to get into needing to get into an alignment where you have found, or where you find the balance between what it is that your spirit needs and what it is that your physical body needs. Leos, all right, Leo, you're walking. I'm sorry guys, hold on. These first few weeks of January, anyways, for you Leos have been about just walking away from either people or situations, or like beliefs, thought patterns that are not in alignment with where it is that you're going, or the path that you have chosen to walk. And as I'm saying that, I'm very, very, very uncomfortable with my right ear. All of a sudden it's like really uncomfortable. um and that uncomfortableness that is coming through my right ear is very much this space where a lot of you had to do a lot of active work when it came to silencing opinion other people's opinion of you as you are, and of how you should be living your life. There's almost kind of like certain people had certain expectations over your life, or etc. And for a lot of you guys, that those expectations from these individuals was the one thing that you needed to free yourself from, and you didn't know exactly how to do that. There were a lot of things that you were conditioned on that you didn't realize how bad it actually was, like how certain conditions actually bled into other parts of your life, right? There's this energy of humility that I keep seeing coming up. Humility and being humble and always helping others. And that was a condition that came at a great cost to you. Why? Because you gave even when you didn't have enough for yourself. Let me repeat that. And a lot of people may disagree with what I am saying, but in order to give from a joyful heart, in order to give from a place that will not create resentment later on or questioning, you are to give when you have. And I'm not talking about giving leftovers or anything like that, right? So if and I'm going to use this as a quick example, right? If I'm going to read someone, right? If I have an appointment scheduled and I haven't slept for 24 plus hours, and I haven't rested, and I haven't eaten properly for the past the past 24 hours or whatever it is, like I am not in a position where I am not filled, right? I am not grounded within myself. So I will be doing a dishonor to that individual that I'm going to read if I give that part of myself that I'm not even grounded in enough to give to myself, right? So if I cannot maintain a grounding position between me and spirit, I cannot then give messages or channel to other people, right? And it's kind of like that way where a lot of you would give the shirt off your back and not say anything, be like, you know what, this person really needed it, and I understand that. But then now you are in need. You know what I'm saying? And spirit never wants you to be in a position of need. Spirit doesn't want you to be in a position of needing to beg or ask, in the sense because you are without, because you gave what you had. And that is something that when we talk about certain programmings and certain things that are forced down our throat as we are growing up, then end up having these huge effects in our life as we get older. So in every connection, in every relationship that you've ever been in, Leo, you give so much of yourself that you stay empty. You don't have anything left to give. So we have as your closing message the 14, the drifter, experiencing life as it comes, right? And when we learn to experience life as it comes, we learn to realize that we have to learn to be a little selfish. Sometimes we have to make sure that we are first taking care of ourselves, like spiritually, physically, and mentally, that we are grounded enough before we go ahead and we try to help others. When you're always in a position of giving and giving and giving and giving, you're so worried or so hyper focused on other people's needs that you don't even experience life. You don't experience what it is that you yourself need. So there's a shift here that needs to happen for you, Leos. I feel that a lot of you are already within the shift, but just be aware of it. Virgos, my workaholics here. I know Capricorns are usually the ones that are looked at as workaholics, but for some reason, 2026 for you, that the beginning of that year calendar has been this very much energy of really going in 100% with something. You're putting everything into like a certain project, whether this is a business, whether this is a project at work, or etc. You're giving your all to something. You're giving your all to something. And there is a sense here. um I don't know why this is coming up, but I'm seeing like a silhouette of a female with like a ponytail. um and I don't draw, right? So we have a silhouette and a ponytail, and she's looking towards someone, but I can't see who the other person is. And oh, okay, I get it now. So it's weird because like who she like the silhouette is looking at another silhouette, and it's is another, it is basically her own reflection that she's looking at. And again, I don't care whether you're a man or a female, this is just a collective reading, this is the way that it's coming in. So the silhouette is looking at her own reflection, but she's looking at who she has become. Who and it's weird because the way that it's not weird, but it's coming in like there's two different reflections that she's looking at. She's looking at the reflection of who she's become by following her intuition, following her like the spiritual guide given to her, and taking the risk and taking the leaps. But she's also looking at the reflection of herself if she chooses not to, if she chooses to stay in the same situation. And I feel that this is the reason why you guys took the beginning of this calendar year on with such force, because you already know what is it going to look like if you choose not to follow, if you choose to stay in the same situation, if you choose not to take the risk. So 2026 for Virgos especially is going to be this year, this calendar year of taking risk and taking opportunities, and you're really very much embracing and like immersing yourself into these opportunities because you've had a glimpse, whether this was through a dream or through meditation, of what your life is going to look like by putting in the work during this time. We have two cards and I'm going to keep them because I feel that it very much goes with your reading. We have the covenants, sacred contracts, and then we have the jeweled web, connectivity. And for a lot of you, the secret contract, that's the secret, the sacred contract is between you and your higher self, right? Of what it is, the possibilities and the opportunities that are there for you, to grab, to come into alignment with. And you're starting to see how everything that you have experienced, everything that you went through, every time that you suffer, every time that you had a setback, every time that you had to restart, etc., etc., you're seeing how all of that is connected to where it is that you're heading. And every time that you had a setback, you really didn't restart from the beginning. You started from where you were at. And because of that, things are going to, especially within the next 3 months, there's going to be an extreme shift in your life that a lot of you Virgos are not even going to recognize yourself. Like, and I'm talking about like your financial aspects of your life, like the place that you're living is changing. There's kind of like this upgrade like financially that is happening in your life because you chose to look or focus on that reflection of yourself when you actually put in the work. Libras, no running away, please, baby. Whatever it is that you need to face this week, I need you to face it. um no running away, no hiding, no sweeping anything under the rug. There is something that is, and again, for I want you to look at this energy as something that is between you and spirit. This is not an energy that is necessarily involving another person physically. It may involve the emotions or the memories of a person, but it's very much a clarity that you have been asking for that spirit is giving you. Now, it is uncomfortable in the sense that whatever is being revealed to you, it feels like it's breaking you or feels like it's shattering you. There's an illusion here in regards to an individual that is being completely broken, like it's being broken, like it's being shattered, it's being boom. It's what I hear, like boom, like wait, what? That's not what I was told. Or that's not what I believed for so long, or that's not what I thought it was. So whatever whoever this individual is for you, you are under the illusion that this person was either meant to be in your life, or this is somebody that was meant to be in your life for forever, etc. Whether, for a lot of you, yes, it's going to be romantic, but for some of you, this is going to be like platonic. And there is this sense of like seeing the reality in someone, okay, seeing the reality of what that person, what part that person played in your life, or what part that situation played in your life, and how that experience in itself is helping you ground yourself, or it's helping you become more of yourself. Oh, excuse me. And this is very much in regards to either someone or something that you've lost, right? So you may have lost a relationship, like, right, like you broke up with somebody or something of that matter. You may have lost a job, or you may have lost a house, or whatever it was. And again, there was an illusion here that that was supposed to be like your forever home, or that was supposed to be your forever job, or that was supposed to be your forever person. That was not the reality of it. That was a season of teaching you. That was a season of you learning. And now the reality of where it is that you're meant to be, or who it is that you're meant to be with in a sense, is coming up. Does that make sense? Sometimes we get attached to spaces, especially when we do certain type of growth, right? And I'm going to use like a house as an example, right? Let's say you may have been renting, and the house, the owners want the house back, or you may have bought a house, the house burned down, or you lost it, whatever it was, right? And because so much growth happened within that space, you felt that it was something that was meant to be forever. And in reality, it was meant for that season of growth, but you have outgrown that space, or you have outgrown that person, you have outgrown that job, and now it is time to move away, or it's time to move forward, and you were hesitant to do so. So there was something radical that happened to force that change. Make sense? The horseman, herald of change. As difficult as an ending may have been, right? It is something that is needed, right? So I'm gonna use myself as an example. This house that I'm living in now, I purchased about almost, it's gonna be almost 2 years. And I would always tell myself that when I bought a house, it was going to be my forever home. And when I bought this house, the minute that I stepped into the door, and I stepped like on the when I stepped on the land, and I stepped on the door, and I was like, shoot, this is going to be my home for a while, but this is not going to be my forever home. There are things within this space that I need to, this is like, I want to say, like, this is my calibrate, like my calibration house, my calibrating. Like, there is recalibrating of certain things that are happening while I'm in this space. So I am very much aware that even though I am here and this is my house, this is not my forever home. And there are things that I'm doing in the process of like recalibrating myself within certain frequencies, that I am also recalibrating this house towards glory, right? because I'm not getting attached to it. Now, is my next house going to be my forever home? I have no idea. I will know once I step on the land, right? But it's almost kind of like this space where, again, the last place that I lived in was not mine. I didn't own it. I was renting. But those years that I spent in that house, so much freaking growth happened that I remember at one point telling myself, like, oh, this would be a really good house to buy because I really love the land. I really love, I love the land in where I lived. And I was like, this would be like perfect to own in this and this and that. But it was like, no, this is where your growth happened. This is where we tore, like you were torn open. You had to learn so much. You had to break, like you had to break and be and rebuild, right? I had to fall and get back up and all of that stuff. But that was what that space was for. So whatever it is or however it is that is filling out excuse me, however it is that is showing up in your life, I need you to be open to knowing that everything is happening exactly as it should. Scorpios. Scorpio, why are you in? I keep seeing I keep seeing three here. You're stuck in the middle of something. Um, you're stuck either in the middle. Whether this is at work or whether this is in a relationship, you're stuck in the middle between two. Um, and you're needing to make a decision. This is not a decision that anybody can make for you. I apologize for the extra noise. I'm like rubbing my eye while I have my glasses on. Oh. There is this sense where some of you are not wanting to see the reality in a situation, are not wanting to see that it's time for change or it's time to move forward, it's time to move on. Whether this is at your job, whether this is a romantic relationship, there's something that has reached its limit. There is something that has you're in it past the expiration date, right? um and I don't know why that analogy is coming in, but like, like how some certain medications have expiration dates and they still work, but they're just not as potent as they were prior to the expiration date, right? And it's like whatever this is for you that you are unwilling to walk away from or are not wanting to walk away from has passed this expiration date. So things are now going to start crumbling. It's not going to be as effective as it once was, excuse me, and it's not going to be as fulfilling as it was before it expired. So a lot of you Scorpios have a very hard time when it comes to walking away from things when you know that you have either outgrown a space or that something is no longer in alignment with where it is that you're going, but there is this hesitation here of not walking away. And you know what, Scorpios, to each their own. You definitely can make that choice. For those of you that this is work related, there's an illusion here that, and again, we're going to break down this as much as we can. You can be in a position that has you comfortable financially, whether that entails like working overtime or that entails whatever, but you're robbing yourself of the opportunity of working somewhere else, less time, less hours, and more pay, whether this is like creating a business or going to work for someone else. Now, sometimes we hold ourselves back because of the initial sacrifice that we need to make in a specific space, right? um Not realizing that, like, let's say if you go ahead and you work for someone else, you may be making the same amount of money, right, the first like year or whatever, but by the second year you're going to be making double of what you're making right now. So that 1 year of sacrifice, even though you're starting in a new job, you're starting with new people, etc., etc., that end of the year is going to result more than what you are having now, where you don't have to just live with like the bare minimum, or you don't have to be comfortable but still wishing or longing for more. Does that make sense? And you can apply that to whether this is a romantic relationship or this is at work. For you guys, Scorpio is pretty much that. For some of you, this is going to be a space where this is also like within yourself, like your own spiritual growth, your own evolution, where some of you are are um are not seeing that you have outgrown a certain like spiritual aspect of your life. So we have here the tidy house, clarity and organization, and then the crown games, right use of power. For a lot of you, you guys have been asking for clarity. You guys have been asking um for guidance, but you're not taking it as it comes. because it is not coming in the way that you think or you assume that it should come. When you step up to play a certain game, you have to come ready to play the game, knowing that there are sometimes sacrifices that you may not be willing to make, and or sacrifices that are needed in order to get ahead. And for a lot of you, it is this energy or this space where you're not ready to take that leap or to take that risk because you're not wanting to go through any more sacrifices. And I get it. I get it. When we hear the word sacrifice, we're always thinking of something bad or something negative. And sometimes when we are too comfortable in a space, it doesn't really allow us to grow to our full potential. And this sacrifice that you're being asked to make, whether this is in career or love, is going to be uncomfortable at first, but it's definitely going to allow you to grow more. Sagittarius. Let's align this. Um, Sag, what are we doing today? Because today, what are we doing this week? Um, you're outing someone out. You're outing someone out. For some of you, this is going to be at work. What are you outing them about? Um, Somebody has been playing both fields, is what I'm picking up. So if this is at work, this is somebody that has either been stealing from the company or has been uh yeah, I'm going to say stealing from the company, whether it is that they're not actually doing the work or they're clocking in more hours than what they're actually working, but you're outing someone out. For others of you, this is outing someone out in a relationship. There's somebody that you know that may have been cheated on or something of that matter, and you catch like a friend's or like a family member, maybe a siblings or someone's partner with somebody else, and you're not taking like any bribes or anything like that. Like you're taking a picture, you're taking a video, and you're outing somebody like instantly. So again, there is this energy that comes with it of like confrontation where somebody is trying to there is this energy of like someone trying to bribe you not to out them out. Whoever, okay, and again, these are collective readings, guys, but you're outing somebody out that is cheating with the same sex. So this person, so whether this is a male or female, they're married to the opposite sex. So a man married to a woman but is cheating with another man, or a woman married to a man but she's cheating with another woman. It's kind of like that type of energy that I'm picking up, because again, it's like you're not just outing out one aspect of it, it's like a duality of it, right? So for those of you that this has nothing to do with outing like a couple or like a relationship, you're outing somebody out at work. Maybe somebody said that they had, I don't know, certain experience, like I don't know, somebody lied in regards to like either their experience, like their resume or whatever it is. You're finding out some type of truth and you're outing this person out to everyone. You're outing someone out. You're very much like in this investigating mode this week, and you're just putting somebody on blast. Now, this very much feels like a vengeful revenge type of energy. This person may have tried to make you look bad, or this person may have come at you, especially if this is at work, and you're sitting there laughing at the fact that they just either reveal their secret because you're catching somebody in some type of act. So it's not like this is not something that somebody can say that you made up. You're catching someone in an act, and it's a very sweet moment for you because you're not just getting karma in regards to someone else, but you're the one serving the karma to this person. You're the one serving the karma to this person. All right, so let's go ahead and let's see. Okay, what do we have? We have the right use of power. We have the number 8. So again, knowing how to use information, knowing how to play a certain game, um knowing the responsibility that comes with outing someone out with point, with because you're going to have to stand your ground when it comes to this. This is not something that you're going to be able to take back. This is something where, if this is excuse me, why is my voice going? If this is at work, you're going to like have to fill out some paperwork or et cetera. Like if this is like in a relationship, like somebody is going to want like a written statement, or somebody's going to want the copy of the video or the picture or whatever it is so that they can go through a divorce or something of that matter. So just be aware that this is not something that once you out someone out is going to be done and set over with. There is going to be like a follow-up where your testimony, etc., is going to be needed. Capricorns, what do we have here? We have a lot of we have expansion this week is what I'm picking up. there is expansion happening for you guys. There are there is this energy of needing to stay grounded through the expansion. So whether this is like a raise or a promotion that you're getting at work, or this is a relationship moving to the next level, etc., there is this needing to stay grounded. Don't let something get to your head. Don't get too big in your head when something finally happens for you. Because again, there is a growth, there is an expansion in something. There's something that you have been working towards, or something that you have been um, wanting for a very long time, and it is finally coming in. So stay grounded. Um, it's weird because for some of you, it is the opposite of like not letting it get to your head. For some of you, you don't even like acknowledge that something happened for you. Does that make sense? You're so like hyper focused on the hustle of something that you almost miss the part that something actually worked out for you. You almost miss the part that something has actually manifested for you. So staying grounded is about learning to experience life as it's happening, and not constantly having to rewind or remember things, because you're actually experiencing them as they are happening. So for those of you that are in the hustle, take a moment, I would say, to embrace this as it's happening for you. Take a moment to experience it as it's happening. The card that fell to the ground was number 21, First Breath, Beginner's Mind. This is the beginning within this space or this level of success for you. This is the beginning of a new era, of a new lifestyle, is what I'm picking up. This is the beginning of a new life. I need you to take a moment, take that first breath, and allow yourself to land in it. Allow yourself to be grounded in that space. Aquarius. Aquarius, somebody is pulling back from an offer. Now, whether this is financially, or like career wise, or romantically, somebody's going back on their word, or somebody's asking for some type of pause or something. Now, for those of you that this is in a relationship, somebody is, and I'm saying this in the nicest way that I can so that you can wake up and freaking walk away. Somebody is weighing the options between you and somebody else. And if somebody already has you as an option, then you yourself, my love, should remove yourself from the equation. So, and I'll say that, and you can take that as however you want. For those of you that this is career wise or something of that matter, maybe you needed to collaborate with somebody or something like that. There was like an emergency or something that happened. It was out of someone else's control. Like, let's say you went for an interview and this and that, and you were offered a job and you had a tentative like starting day and this and that, and all of a sudden like they freeze hires, they freeze this or they freeze that, and it's like it was right before your paperwork was like processed or something of that matter. And the reason why I'm saying that is like I don't want you to get discouraged, in the sense I feel that, and this wasn't a tease, this was for those of you that this has to do with career, this is because this seemed like a big break or something of that matter, and this was like your trial run, so that you begin to believe in your own like abilities, or believe in like the education that you have, or etc., or the experience that you have within a field, um and set your goals higher is what I'm picking up. Set your goals higher. There is something right around the corner that is coming in for you. There may have been some other place that you may have applied. There was another position or another place that you applied to out of fun, but when you apply, you were like, oh, there's no way, like, they're gonna definitely hire somebody else, and you're going to be like, that place is calling you back to let you know, like, either to come in for an interview. Like, I feel like that's what it is. Like, a place that you apply to that you didn't even think you had a chance is going to be calling you in for an interview as soon as the current place like falls through, if that makes any sense. We have the number 33, the joyful muse, inspiration. So For those of you that this is a job, again, an opportunity that is falling through, it was meant to be, it was meant to be like the catalyst to allow you to get inspired, or to allow you to get into a space where you can dream bigger and you can aim bigger, you can aim for more. Maybe you were applying for like a smaller business or whatever, and it's like, I can be the CEO of a small family owned business, but I can never be the CEO of like a corporation. And it's like, you throw your name into the hat for the corporation, not thinking that you're going to get it, but seeing that you actually can, and you are going to be getting a call from them. So I really love that energy. So don't take the falling out of something or the canceling of something as something negative. It is something that is opening up another door. Pisces. Pisces, take a breather, please. Um, when For those of you Pisces that are starting to date or getting yourself back into the dating game, I need you to take it a little slow. I need you to stop getting so infatuated with people, and I need you to stop thinking that you can fix everybody. I love you guys, but there is this energy where you're wanting to, like, you're being invited to like tiptoe, like put your toes in the water, don't jump in. um because there are still things that you are processing when it comes to relationships, and when it comes to how how deeply you dive into them so quickly. It's like you start to romanticize things that are not even there. And during this time, you're being asked to do things a little differently this time around. You're being invited to come from a place of wholeness, as you're entering the dating scene. Like, stop looking outside of yourself for someone to complete you. Instead, look for someone that complements you. And I know that you're not going to like that, because the last few, I want to say the last few months, a lot of you have been doing a lot of shadow work and a lot of work around this space. So you're going into like this dating scene, or just into the space, thinking that you have everything under control, and in reality you don't. There are little things that are going to try to resurface, and if you're not paying attention, they can take hold. What is the closing message for Pisces? So just hold your horses back. Get to know somebody before you give them all of you. So we have the number one, a tidy house, clarity and organization. Organize yourself, have yourself whole, have your clarity before you move in too deep or too fast with someone romantically. Okay. Please keep that in mind. And again, I'm not saying that to call you out like in a bad way or anything like that. I'm just being honest with the energies that are surrounding you during this time. Sending every single one of you love, strength, and blessing, guys. Take care. Love you.